Good evening. Tonight is harvesting scapes and pruning tomatoes night. Alright, so the scape is the bud to a garlic plant. So what we want is for this to not become a flower and produce seed. We want to tell the plant to put more energy into developing the bulb. From Dad to be able to mulch with. Like, without having the bagger, this is like, I hate this much bare soil. You gotta help me spot the scapes. I forget. I think it's around 100? Does that sound right?
Sounds awfully low.
Low?
Based on that scapes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 across approximately. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 12, 108. So 108 plus the elephant garlic.
Closer to 150.
Yeah, because I guess we did 2 beds this year. We've only done 1. No, Mommy already harvested the peas. We ate them tonight. Unless I missed some, which is possible. All right, what do you think? 1 liter or 2 on some of these? 1?
I feel like we weren't as happy with the production when you left the 2. So.
Right, alrighty. Alright, so I need to see where the blossom is first, where we Y. So there's a blossom here. So that means the other side is what I'm trimming. I'm gonna move this string. Come on. And we're taking off, as painful as it is, this whole side. Snip. There we go. Right? And then I'm going to take this sucker off. And we're going to take that sucker off. And that plant looks significantly smaller than it was. Yikes. All right, here we go. There we go. Single stalk. Okay, this is one of those things that always makes me feel very conflicted. But indeterminate tomatoes, which all of these are, they're ones that will continue to grow. Most of your commercial growers and things keep the plant down to a single liter or 2 liters. We are going to go down to 1. I'm a little bit behind on pruning, so this row of tomatoes is going to look a lot skinnier once I get done. Alright, so when I look at this plant here, I'm going to nip these off right at the bottom. So we've got some suckers coming up from the bottom, and we want good airflow around the base of the plant. And if we have a ton of suckers growing, then it doesn't allow the leaves at the bottom to dry, and then you start breeding disease, fungi, all the things. So trimming those off, putting those in a cup of water, because these will root, and then you've got more tomato plants. So a lot of times I don't need it, but I can't help myself. Okay, now from here, look at our tomato plant right here. It's wying off, and the side that I'm going to keep is the first side to develop blossoms, which is this side right here. So this side right here is going to go. Which, again, is a very painful thing. I always feel very conflicted when I do this, but there's a reason the commercial growers do this way. Okay, now, so this is now my main stalk. Anywhere there's a branch that comes out and it looks like a little baby tomato plant is coming up, we're going to pop those off. So there and here, the little ones I just pop off. And then again here, this right here, even though it's pretty well developed, is a sucker. So like this is where the blossoms are. This is getting nipped off. All right. Again, looking way skinnier than it did before. And then I'm just going to kind of gently wrap that around the string. Now as it gets up higher, I'll be tying it to the welded wire that's up above it. And then right here I have about a half a dozen German pink tomato plants. Well, that will be German pink tomato plants. Those will root, and we'll put them in soil, and then my daughter can sell them at the farmer's market if anybody's still buying. Alright, same thing here. I have trimmed this one back a little bit. Again, like this side right here, there aren't any developed blossoms on. That is the side that would be considered the sucker. That's the one that's going to go. Now, someday when I have a little more space, which I know some of you are going to snicker because I probably have a decent amount more space than lots of people, but someday when I have more space than I currently do, I would like to do an experiment where I plant some of these plants and let them go completely wild, maybe just put them in a cage so that they're not laying on the ground, and then single stem one or multiple, and kind of compare the production and the flavor of the tomatoes. But for now, I planted them as tight as I planted them. They need to stay down to a single stem. It's a Alright. Okay, so that right there is a sucker. Let's see. Yeah. So again, this is such a beautiful tomato, but let's see. There's fruit developing on this side, not that side yet, so that's the side that's going to go. Okay. And then I'm going to snip off this part and that part. So there can be 3 more tomato plants for somebody else to enjoy. Are you the best German Shepherd garden dog there was?
You'll play with Will, aren't you?
Well, I think so. I mean, I might be sitting on one of the beans, but he's fine. Okay, let's see here. Yikes. They're already in the shower. Okay. We're going to take this whole side, which again hurts. I know, like that's a whole tomato plant right there. Okay. And then we're going to bring this around. So beautiful. There we go. And we're going to snip that sucker, that sucker, that sucker, and that one. Compare the amount of airflow these plants will get and the ability for their leaves to dry in the breeze and in the sun versus this end. There is a significant difference here. Okay, so this plant here is just completely out of control. Right, so we've got 2 stalks. I think I'm just going to take this whole side. And then I need a single stem. This one's coming off. This one's coming off. And that one's coming off. And we're going to wrap. Also going to cut some of these lower branches that have contact with the ground. And the desire is airflow, the leaves to be able to dry, and for the plant to put its effort into producing fruit opposed to a lot of vine. So comparing the Y of this one, we already have a tomato on this side, not on the other. So this guy is the one that's going. Yikes. I do like to get them pruned before they're quite this big, so I'm not taking off quite this much plant, but life gets busy. Okay. So retie this puppy. So I like here just to bring the string down. Just going to tie a couple knots pulling upward. And then we're just going to wrap the plant. And pretty soon that's going to get up high enough that we'll just start attaching it to the welded wire. Alright, this one looks really good to me. The only thing I'm going to do on this one, I've already trimmed this one back some, is take off some of the leaves low so that we can get a little better airflow and the leaves at the bottom can dry. Back about 2 weeks ago, I showed putting a very sad German pink tomato plant in the ground, and this is what we have now. The leaf color is absolutely fantastic. It's putting off some nice growth, and it looks like a pretty happy tomato plant. It's going to need some support and some pruning soon.